All right, well, welcome everyone to the launch of our Seniors for Kiley Coalition. Pretty good group here, huh? Not bad. And we're here because there is so much at stake in this election for protecting our quality of life and particularly protecting the quality of life for our seniors. Now, I made a promise when I was first elected a few years ago that I would always protect Social Security and Medicare. And that's exactly what we have done. Not only have we protected it, we actually passed the Social Security Fairness Act. And when there were $25 million in Medicare funds on the chopping blocks, I led the fight to stop those cuts. And the AAR worked with the AARP, and we got those cuts restored so that they never happen. Darcy. And so I know that the cost of living, which is so high in California, often hits seniors the hardest. And so that's why I fought in every way I can to lower the cost of living here. For example, when the governor here and the CARB board tried to mandate what kind of car you could drive by banning all gas-powered cars in the state, I introduced legislation in the House to overturn that ban, and it passed with bipartisan support. And by the way, a poll just showed 2/3 of Californians oppose this ban on gas-powered cars. I also have introduced the Gas Tax Reduction Act to put a cap on how much the government can charge us in taxes at the gas pump. Yes. Now, let's look at what our opponent has done on these specific issues. Well, it will take long because he's done so much that is not good for seniors, right? So, and I really just don't understand it, because not only is Richard Pan proposing the single largest tax increase in American history, but he is specifically targeting our seniors and your Social Security. And this isn't some just, peripheral proposal he's put forward. This is literally the centerpiece of his campaign, is to come after seniors, to come after your Social Security so you keep less of your benefits. Under Richard Pan's plan, seniors could see a reduction of up to $2,600 in how much you get to keep of your Social Security check.
Wow.
It's truly astonishing. I mean, when you think about it, this is a politician who voted to send billions and billions of dollars to high-speed rail. Okay? He has no problem with literally tens of billions of dollars in taxpayer-funded free health care for people who are not even in our state illegally. But where he draws the line, where he says we really need to crack down, is he wants to come after our seniors and the Social Security that they have. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. Do you think that's wrong? Yeah. Peter? So I think we're sending a very clear message to Richard Pan today. Hands off our Social Security, right? Yeah. Hands off. It's just wrong. And by the way, it's not just the particular tax related to seniors that he wants to raise. He also wants to cut the overall standard deduction in half and impose the single largest tax increase in American history. Now, it's already hard enough in California if you're living on a fixed income. And so taking that additional step, that would just be a step too far. It's something that we cannot let happen. But it should also be emphasized that the reason that we're in the situation we are in California, where we have the highest cost of living in the country, is because of policies that Richard Pan passed. And, sometimes in campaigns, you hear these exaggerated claims like, my opponent is responsible for X, Y, and Z and everything wrong with the world. Well, in this case, it is literally true. With respect to, for example, the gas tax that we have in California. Richard Pan cast the deciding vote to increase the gas tax. And because of that one vote by this one person, we pay more than twice as much as we would otherwise at the gas pump in California. Every single policy that you look at in California that has raised our cost of living, almost all of them, our opponent, Richard Pan, has had a hand in. So we have an opponent here who has not only raised our cost of living every single step of the way, but is now running on a platform of specifically targeting seniors and making it so you can keep less of your Social Security. I happen to think that is a threat to the quality of life we enjoy. in our communities here. It shows me he doesn't understand why this is an area where people want to live, want to raise their family, and yes, want to retire. We need to make sure it stays that way. So I want to thank all of the seniors here for joining this very important effort to spread the word to about the threat that our seniors face by the campaign of Richard Pan. It shouldn't be too much to ask, right? A little bit of common sense. But unfortunately, we have politicians in Sacramento that seem to often be allergic to it. And, I think that the Democrat, Republican, Independent, that's not what people want. I think they want balance, they want common sense, and they certainly want their Social Security to be protected, right? Yes. This used to be a bipartisan thing. This is something that was beyond the usual crossfire of politics, to say our Social Security needs to be protected. And so when you have a partisan candidate coming in, promoting extreme policies, basing his entire campaign on coming after the Social Security benefits of seniors, making it so you can keep potentially thousands of dollars less of your Social Security, I think that's a position that is extremely, extremely troubling. And it's not like, by the way, he wants to propose changes that will result in, reduced benefits 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, future. No, this would take effect immediately if Richard Pan gets his way. You'd see this reduction in your paycheck and your Social Security benefits that you take home immediately. So we need to fight to stop that. We need to fight to protect the quality of life in our area. We need to fight to restore a little common sense in California, a little bit of a check and balance. And I think we can do it. We have a wonderful area. We got wonderful people here. So let's go out, spread the word. Thanks, everyone. All right, let's do a photo.